Hi, so this is a video on basically why I quit my friends about 2 years ago, and just what I learned from that and how I got through. So, there was a time 2 years ago that I thought I had a lot of friends. The numbers game was really important to me, and I had a lot of Facebook friends. I had like a squad that I hung out with regularly. And I had a few miscellaneous friends that I hung out with, so somehow that made me feel really important at the time. I don't know why, but I think that happens a lot when you place a lot of emphasis on popularity and the numbers game to up how you feel about yourself. So I had quite a bit of friends, not as many friends as some other people and not as little as others. However, I would soon learn that I would fit in the little camp, and that was a really shocking and hard realization for me. What happened to break this all apart was one day I had a disagreement with a friend, and that culminated in me leaving really hard. So it all happened over a group WhatsApp chat, which is quite random. You think that I would have a disagreement in face to face, but I think it just came to a head in the group WhatsApp chat. So how it happened was I felt at the time that I was attacked personally on the group WhatsApp chat, and I was getting so fired up that in my head I didn't say anything. I didn't retaliate in any harsh way, but the only way I could think of to end it all was to just leave the group. So I left the chat and I'd never actually got back in. So that was just technically me leaving for good. A friend followed me not long after, and she would soon, in a few months to follow, become my best friend. And we would get really close. We were quite close beforehand, but we'd get to know each other a lot better and, know each other on a really deeper level. I guess when I quit, I felt like I was a loner with no friends, because at that time, not only did I just quit, I culled through my Facebook, I culled through my phone contacts, and the shocking realization was that I realized I didn't have that many friends. I could only count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on my hand at the time that who would come out for me if I had any problems. And some of these friends that I chose out of the 5, I wasn't exactly that close with, but I knew that I could rely on them. And that was a real realization for me, because it made me think that after I thought I had all these people around me, I didn't actually have that at all. And it would make me sort of start to rethink how I was doing things, and I would gradually meet new people and nurture previous relationships that I had with these friends that I did count on my 5 fingers, and other people around me. I understand that it's really hard for me at the time, because I had grown this girl group, and we had known each other for 1 or 2 years, and it felt really inclusive for me to belong somewhere. So it was really hard for me to accept that this wasn't working out, and I stayed there for a really long time despite knowing unconsciously that our personalities were not matching each other. I guess during that friendship I made mistakes. They made mistakes, and it just ended up being a blow up for me. And it made our union quite toxic. So in the end, it was actually a godsend that I was able to get out of that place, and learn to do different things and meet new people. I think the friendship in the end made me a bad person. So I am not happy for what happened. I don't think that I was all right all the way. I think a lot of things happened because we weren't right for each other, so it brought out the worst in me. So I was irritated, I was frustrated, I was angry, I was gossipy, and I vented a lot because I was frustrated with how things were going in that place, in that group that I was in. And knowing that nothing was really changing made me very resentful, and I didn't know quite what to do, because I felt like they were my friends and I should be loving, I should be caring, I should be tolerant. But in the end, I ended up being none of those things because I didn't know when to get out. So one example I can give that things weren't working out and we were really clashing was when I was out on a boat trip with a friend, and I can be quite deep, and I like talking about deep things, so just about life things that's going on in our lives, what I think about interactions with people, all those kind of things. I think about them quite a bit, and I think that could be brought up by different things. Like, I just like talking about that kind of stuff, and to some people that can be viewed as negative, and to this girl in particular, she said I was negative, I should be more fun, I should be more upbeat, I should be more positive, because I thought that we had a connection and I could relay those things to her. She kind of didn't want a band of it, and I think in the end I didn't realize that it wasn't working, so I was really confused when she told me that I was really negative and I felt that it was my fault. So I felt like I should be more, happy and uplifting, and talk about, chirpy things like makeup, beauty, fashion, shopping, travel, anything that they kind of enjoyed at the time. So I think in the end, my level of deep companionship is different from how they viewed it, and I think that was where it clashed. It was one of the factors that our union didn't work out. And I guess they liked more superficial content, and I can deliver that to a certain point, but I do want my friends to have a sense of connection on a deeper level, and I don't think our friendship in the end was working out that way. So I was really resentful at that group for a really long time. So if you think about the 2 years that I spent trying to bring back my life apart from that group and how I was thinking, it took me a while, and I was quite angry with them. And I do still get that way sometimes, but like my best friend was telling me, I think she was saying that I should try and just let go of some of that, or at least wish them the best, and that would bring some of that burden off my chest. So I'm trying to let go of that, and I'm trying to think about all the blessings I have since letting them go, because it wasn't working out for me. Like, I do sincerely, wish them happiness in a way, because they like each other and they still hang out with each other, according to some sources of mine. And that's good. Like, I think that's a good thing that they've got each other, and they can rally each other, they can encourage each other, in their own way. But it just wasn't working out for me. I guess I was upset because I struggled quite a bit to get back on my feet, and that was quite, hard. I would cry a bit. There were times when I would just lie in bed just thinking I had no one. Like, I didn't really have that many friends to count on, and that was quite harsh. But in the end, I want to accept the struggle was a good thing. And the struggle was a good thing because I basically grew up a lot, not just in my workplace, but in my social relationships, my personal life, and I was able to, leave some perspectives that I had grown up with behind. If it wasn't for that friendship group and leaving, I wouldn't have met my now husband. I wouldn't have been able to make my best friend, or grow our relationship and nurture past friendships, build some new friendships, leave home and the like. So to look backwards, that's an exciting progression that I've made. So largely I think that God led the way in how my life changed and for the better, and how I think about things differently. I thank Him for that growth, and it's hard to accept that the challenges were there. So I guess it's like, I'd like to encourage anyone, if they aren't feeling personally that their friendship with their friend is actually growing, or they don't know that person after a really long time of knowing them properly, or they don't know where their friendship is going, just to step back and reflect, maybe even just spend some time just thinking about it in the quiet space, just where you want the friendship to go and how you see it going. Because I'm not saying this to encourage anyone oh, you can get a boyfriend, or you can make a new friends out of this process. No, that's not quite what I mean. I mean that it's not that you can gain a lot from ditching a friend or something. It's more how you can feel personal growth. So just feeling you can care about other people properly, not gossip, just think about other people and grow them up, like be a positive influence. And I think sometimes you need, like for me, it was like I had to step back away from that situation I was in to grow properly. But that's not like that with other people. Like that might not be like that for you. So it's more of like, I think about how my friends are impacting me in my relationships with other people and how that's positive. So I think that's something you can take away from that. And yeah, I hope that you can take something away from this video today and feel encouraged that if you're in a similar position, that you're not alone and that there is literally a silver lining outside. So that there is, there will be a good place. There will be times when you'll meet new people and you might make new friends. You might not have 100 new friends, but if you could have like even that 1 or 2 or 3 good friends, they are so valuable to you. And I'll talk a little bit more about why, you know, that 1 or 2 friends can mean like 100 in another video or down the track or a few progressive videos. So thanks for watching, and if you feel that this video was something that resonated with you, yeah, just do a simple click of a mouse and just press the like button. Or if you'd like to subscribe and receive notifications for future updates, feel free to do that too. I will progressively release more videos down the track about, you know, a few more life things, like a bit more about my journey in life, what I've learned so far, like just different issues that impact different people at different times, and you know how that meant for me, and even what I'm struggling with sometimes. I will probably release that out to you guys as well. So it's my channel is more of a talk through, so chit chats and things like that. And maybe you might get lucky and get something random, so you never know. But yeah, thanks for watching and see you next time.